Welcome to Crimepedia. I am your host this week. My name is Morgan. I hope you are having a wonderful day. And with me, as always, is my lovely true crime BFF and my wonderful co-host. It is Cherry. Hello, Cherry.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm cold. That's all I've said all week is I'm so cold. I'm just so cold. All week. I just can't seem to get warm.
It's not fun. Winter is not fun.
No, I'm well over winter now. I'm ready for flip-flops and sunshine and that kind of stuff now.
Hopefully soon. It'll be nice. And you definitely know it's going to be nice in June when we are in London for CrimeCon UK.
It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to CrimeCon UK this year, actually. A lot of things have changed. We've got a new venue. There are some really, really good speakers this year. And there's quite a lot of episodes and things that I'm going to want to go and see this time. So if you want to come and join us, you can come and meet Morgan. You can get into the minds of serial killers. You can go and meet some of your favorite authors. You can meet, I would imagine Colin Sutton's going to be there. You can meet some super top detectives. Stephen Coe's going to be there as well. So there's lots of different people that are going to be there. If you can get there, it will be amazing. We can help you with 10% off your ticket price. You can just go to crimecon.co.uk and then you can use Crimepedia in your basket at the end, and that will give you 10% off your ticket price.
Yeah. And that's a nice little 10% discount for you. That's going to be, so that's June 10th and 11th, correct?
Yep.
In London at what was it? What's the name of the place? It's Tower Bridge.
Leonardo. It's a Leonardo's
Tower Bridge. That's right.
That's right. That's the one. Right. So yeah, come and see us. If you can get there, it's amazing. There's and if you're a student, there's also student offers at the moment. So you don't have to pay it all in one go. There's price plans for it to make it easier for you, and there's discounts for being a student and stuff like that as well. So it's for everybody of all ages, all disabilities, but over 18 obviously, due to the content that's there, but yeah, for most ages, and it'll be really good. I think you'll enjoy it.
It was a good, despite last year and some unfortunate events, it was a really good time. It was really nice meeting some of our listeners last year. I hope to meet them again and meet some more.
Yeah, it'd be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, then how about we go ahead and jump right into the case?
Okay.
Brownwood, Texas is a small, conservative, Christian town located near the geographical center of Texas. In 1996, a man was found murdered just outside of town, his car left burning nearby. Despite witnesses coming forward with key information, the murder has remained unsolved. Who killed the well-loved man, known to be a gentle giant, and why? Was this a hate crime? This is Crimepedia, and this is the murder of Leon Laureles. All right, Cherry. So just after midnight on the night of May 10th, 1996, two motorists called 911 to report a vehicle fire on Farm to Market Road 2126, just outside of Brownwood, Texas. Once on the scene, law enforcement agents would discover the body of 30-year-old Leon Laureles lying on the ground, roughly 10 feet in front of his burning car. Juan Lionel Laureles was born on January 3rd, 1966, and was the youngest of three children in his traditional Mexican Catholic immigrant family. Known as Leon, he spent most of his life in Brady, Texas, the heart of Texas. Leon was quiet and shy, but had a big heart and was very caring and giving. He was very close to his niece Arlene, who was just 2 years younger than he was. When Arlene moved to the town of Brownwood, Leon would follow her to be close. During the day, Leon would watch after Arlene's kids. At night, he would work the midnight shift at Kroger's as a grocery clerk. Now, Brownwood is a very small, conservative Christian town, and because of that, Leon spent most of his life having to hide the fact that he was gay.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's so sad, isn't it?
It is. This is not a place where being openly gay is really, looked nicely upon. It's so in this type of community, especially back in the 90s, being gay, you had to hide it.
Such a shame, really. Like, you have to pretend to be somebody else just to be accepted. That's really wrong. I'm so
Yeah.
glad things are changing.
Yeah.
Oh, hard. That's really
It
hard.
is. It is changing, and which is a good
Good.
thing.
Yeah.
Now Leon wasn't known to have been really dating a lot of people. Now by 1996, we believe that he had started a new relationship,
Okay.
but I don't know how open he was. I think he was open to certain people, certain members of his family. He was open to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Some of his coworkers have stated that they knew that he was gay. So I assume that he was comfortable telling some people.
Yeah. People that would be accepting.
But from what I understand, I think by 1996 he was to the point where he was kind of tired of hiding and wanted to be able to live his life. He just wanted to be himself. I mean, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
About a week prior to his death, Leon had begun telling friends and family that he was being harassed and threatened. On May 3rd, 1996, one of Leon's cousins saw him sitting in a parking lot across the street from Kroger. When asked what he was doing there, Leon would tell him that he was waiting for his girlfriend to get off work so that he can give her a ride. When asked why he was parked across the street, he told his cousin that his father was a highway patrolman and that he had threatened to kill him if he ever saw him with his daughter. Okay?
Oh.
Now, the thought is it wasn't really a daughter, but it was his son that he was referring to.
Okay.
But I don't think he was open to his cousin.
Yeah.
So the cousin didn't know he was gay, so he used daughter
daughter instead of son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, on May 8th, he would tell a coworker at Kroger that someone was harassing and threatening him, but he never told this coworker who it was. The following day, Leon would tell his sister that two brothers, Billy and William Gatlin, were harassing him, and he did not know why.
Okay.
Now, from what I understand, these two were not the best of citizens.
Okay.
It's believed that they may have been used by the local police and people in high positions to do their dirty work, or things that they needed to be done, but they couldn't do it themselves.
Did his sister
right?
know that he was gay?
I don't know if the sister knew or not. I don't know.
Okay.
I knew that. I know Arlene knew, so his niece knew.
But only because I'm just wondering if he said to her, "They're harassing me, but I don't know why." It could be that she doesn't know that he's gay, but he knows why they're harassing him. But
Oh no,
doesn't want to tell.
I'm
his
100%
sister.
sure that I'm 100% sure Leon knew why they were harassing him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
But I mean, to tell the sister, I don't know why. Maybe because the sister doesn't know he's gay. Possibly.
That's a very good point. Yeah, and which wouldn't be surprising because once again, I mean, they're a very traditional family. They were Catholic, so he could, it wouldn't have been shocking for him to be worried about how his family would take it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
No. So, and apparently now this is just, from what I understand, what I've been told, the Gatlings had been responsible for illegal gambling in the area, that they were involved in drug dealing, the dealing of illegal guns, and that they were also known to have severely beaten people, and then were involved in things like domestic violence. So, not the two greatest citizens in the world.
Not the most clean-cut citizens.
No, and it sounds like two people that you wouldn't want to get on their bad side.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because it seems like they're not worried about consequences at all.
Okay.
Now, Leon would leave his home in Bangs, which is just outside of Brownwood, on May 9th for his overnight shift at Kroger. Now, friends and family would describe Leon as being very punctual and would always arrive to work and early in order to socialize with the staff finishing up their shift. At 11:50 p.m., Leon was seen entering the Kroger parking lot in his 1988 Ford Thunderbird in parking. Shortly after, a second car pulled in and pulled in right next to Leon.
Uh-huh.
At 12:01 a.m., a coworker became worried when she noticed Leon had not yet come into the store. Okay. When checking the parking lot, she noticed that Leon's car was not there and called Leon's brother George in order to retrace Leon's steps to make sure that he wasn't having car trouble.
Okay.
Of course, George immediately left. He drove the route that Leon would have taken, did not find him.
Okay.
Now, around 12:15 a.m., a witness reportedly saw two vehicles slowly driving down the shoulder of Farm to Market Road 2126 near the rifle range. One of these vehicles is believed to be Leon's 1988 Ford Thunderbird. The second vehicle was reported to be a red and off-white late 1970s model Ford flatbed 1-ton pickup truck. Okay.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
had tinted windows, chrome mirrors, and it had a gooseneck trailer ball mounted above the bed surface. So very, very detailed description of this truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Now at 12:27 a.m., the first 911 call was made by a motorist on their way to the Brownwood Medical Center, reporting a vehicle fire on Farm to Market Road 2126 at the rifle range. 3 minutes later, a second call was made to 911 from a passerby on their way home from work to report the fire. This caller would also report that he had seen a body on the ground about 20 feet from the car. Now, what I find interesting about these two calls is that this is a very remote road.
Okay.
There's no lighting in the area. So it's not like there's streetlights everywhere. So it's very dark. It's after midnight. It's very dark. It is very secluded. Not many people would be using this road. So the fact that you not only have two people calling 911 for a car fire driving past it, but also having a witness who saw the cars driving down the shoulder would be quite strange. It
or
wouldn't
lucky.
be. It would be, or very lucky. Yeah. The other thing I want to make note is when you have the witness who was able to describe the pickup truck in very specific detail.
Yeah.
That's very. I find that very strange as well. To be able to describe this car as vividly and as detailed as they did, knowing that it was pitch dark.
So what do you think? Why do you think that was strange? What do you think? They're involved or they know the people?
I think it's one of two things.
Okay.
I think it's someone who knew what happened or knew who was involved reporting it.
Yeah.
Or this is the other thing I'm thinking, or it was somebody that was involved and reported a fictional account of the vehicle, right?
So this
instead
vehicle
of saying
doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
So now you have the police looking for a red and white pickup truck, a late 70s red and white pickup truck when it could have been a 1990s Chevrolet.
Blue. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because this is why I'm starting. I kind of think this. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but this is why I kind of think this. Brownwood is a very, very small town.
Yeah.
If you have a car that's that distinct or a truck that's that distinct, people should know who's driving that vehicle in the area.
Yeah.
If the Gatlin brothers were driving a truck like that, everyone knows, oh, it's the brothers' truck.
Yeah.
It's Billy's
truck. And they're quite notorious anyway, so yeah.
Exactly.
Of course, okay.
So it's very strange to me that A, it's very detailed, and B, no one has come forward saying, oh, that's so-and-so's truck.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Now, shortly after the 911 calls, the fire department would arrive on scene. They would find the body of Leon Laureles lying face down in the dirt, roughly 10 feet in front of his car, with a single gunshot wound to the back of the head.
Okay.
Now, deputies from the Brown County Sheriff's Office, as well as Texas Rangers, would be called to the scene in order to investigate. William Donahoe, who at the time was the sheriff of Brown County, would recuse himself from the investigation due to a conflict of interest. So
Oh,
immediately he recused himself.
right. Okay. So he obviously is something to do with them, or okay.
Yeah, I mean, why else would he do so? I mean, as soon as he finds out it's Leon, he goes, okay,
Yeah.
I'm recusing myself. I cannot be involved,
Sorry, I can't be involved. Yeah, I see.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So because he recused himself, the investigation into the murder of Leon would be given to his deputy sheriff, Glenn Smith, and Texas Ranger Bobby Grubbs. All right. So they were the two that were responsible for the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was determined that Leon had been on his knees and was shot execution style.
Oh man.
Now, at the time of his death, investigators stated that they were unable to establish a motive for his murder, but were able to determine that he had not been robbed. Now, I think this is my opinion, and I think a lot of people will probably agree.
Yeah.
I think the motive was in part due to his sexuality. I
Oh,
truly believe
oh, I agree.
I believe that 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 he was killed because he was gay. I believe this was a hate crime.
Well, I mean, I don't know that you'd have to look into it a little bit more to be that certain of it, but
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's a major investigating point. I think it would be
Yeah.
something you need to start with,
Mm-hmm.
because by the sounds of things, I mean, did we know what was his financial situation like? Did he owe anyone money? Had he fallen out with anyone? I
No.
mean, it's interesting
Well,
you say about the dad, the policeman. It doesn't want him seeing his daughter. Could it be that the dad has found out that he's seeing his quotes daughter and has decided to put a stop to it? Because if it's that kind of community where it's going to bring shame on the police guy's family, the fact that his
mhm.
son is gay, he could be trying to put a stop to this before anything gets out. And
Yeah.
if the police are using, or individuals are using these brothers to do things, clear things up, that kind of thing, perhaps that's something that has to be looked into. So I think it
No,
would be
absolutely.
interesting to see, there's so many different things. Has he got any, he's saying that he's being harassed by people. There's obviously something not quite right in his life. Is that due to
Mhm.
the fact that it's something to do with sexuality? Is it due to the fact it's somebody he's been seeing that he's not supposed to be seeing, or he's been
Yeah.
warned away from somebody? I think straight away that's quite interesting.
Now, from what I understand in just the little that I know about Leon, he
Hmm.
was not involved in drugs. So
Okay.
it was not a drug related murder. So it wasn't like he owed anyone drug money. He
Okay.
wasn't dealing drugs. He he was just a normal family loving man. He loved his family. He loved
Okay.
he loved giving. He loved providing for others. Um,
Okay.
there's nothing in his personality that would indicate that this was anything to do with something illegal he was involved with.
Okay. Okay. So we know that we believe that he's not involved in anything illegal. He's got, I mean, what about his,
Mhm.
I don't suppose you know, but his like financial situation. Was he trying to earn
Um,
money on the side doing other things, or
no,
was
it doesn't
he
seem to. I don't think he was like necessarily in the best financial situation. So he lived in, like I said, he lived in Bangs, which is outside of Brownwood. He lived with his brother George.
okay? Yeah.
So he shared a place with his brother. So I don't know how what his financial status was, or if he was financially stable.
Okay.
I don't know if he was living with George because he couldn't afford anything on his own,
Yeah.
or if he, did so to save money. But I don't think he was the type of person that was out like flaunting money or anything. So he wasn't a man of wealth.
No, that's what I mean. I wonder. I mean, is it that he's borrowed some money from
Yeah.
somebody and he's not been
Hmm.
able to pay it back, or is it that he's trying to earn extra money because he's got the job at the
Yeah.
department
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the shop place that
The
you
grocery
said?
store. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's at the grocery store. I would imagine grocery store workers don't earn a huge wage. I would imagine it's like an
No, no,
average
no.
wage. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he works maybe at shifts. So I was wondering whether maybe he's
Hmm.
earning some money on the side, doing something else. Not
Yeah.
necessarily illegal, but perhaps he's just doing something else. And could it be
Yeah,
that he's got
possibly.
caught up in something that, you know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, due to, no fault of his own, he's got caught up in something that he shouldn't. I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
possibilities. He could have witnessed something he
It is.
shouldn't have seen. He could have witnessed,
Very
another
possible. Yeah.
gay man who is quite high up in whatever,
Hmm.
whatever they're in,
Yeah.
into. Is it somebody that would then be completely, their life would be completely ruined if it came out that he was gay? Could it be
Yeah.
that's happened?
Hmm.
There's just so many different things, and it just straight away it comes to me that this could be a sexuality thing, because
Yeah.
there is, even now, even in a country like England where people are very accepting of this, there are certain situations, and like with certain families, certain things that where people cannot come out as gay. They can't. They're
Yeah.
married, or they're in a family that wouldn't accept it. They're in a job that it wouldn't be seen as, I mean, it's stupid things like football players and sportsmen and women and people like that. People, now it's a lot more accepting, but even now it's such a huge thing when a footballer will come out as gay. It'll be all over the news, and it's not, I don't
Yeah.
understand. It's not a big issue. It shouldn't matter whether that footballer loves women or loves men. It just doesn't matter. As long as they can do their job that they're paid to do, what does it matter what their sexual orientation is? I don't understand. But this could be very serious for an individual that's got a lot to lose. And has he stumbled upon
It
something
is.
that he shouldn't have done? And this is why he, somebody is, because I mean, to kill somebody execution style, to kill somebody for something, that's got to be a pretty serious,
It.
a serious thing that's happened, or is,
Yeah.
it's got to be for a serious
Hmm.
reason. People don't tend to just murder each other willy-nilly over nothing.
Right.
Especially not
Right.
driven out. I mean, it's not as if it's an accident, it's not as if he was accidentally shot in a
Oh
drive-by or
no. Yeah.
something. This is he's
Yeah.
taken out somewhere and he has been killed. So there's got to be a pretty strong reason why somebody's orchestrated this.
That's, you mentioned driven out, which I think is a point that needs to be brought up. I don't think that this is a situation where Leon would have driven out to this location on his own accord. I
No.
believe that there had to have been two people involved. I think there had to have been one person driving whatever vehicle they were using. Let's just say that red and white truck. One
Yeah.
person driving the red and white truck. I think there had to have been another person inside the car with
Controlling
Leon
Leon. Yeah.
controlling him, right?
Okay.
Because why else? Okay, so if you have him drive out by himself, you follow him, have him get him out of the car.
Or was he going to meet somebody? Did he drive out?
No.
Did the person that pulled up next to him in the car lot, did that person, was it somebody he knew? And they've just sort of said, look, I need to talk to you. You need to follow me or something. It
Mhm.
might not have been that he was under duress and control, because I mean, but then obviously that's more likely than him, because he could just drive away if he was frightened. He could just drive away in his own car. So, and if he was under control, then he
Mhm.
would have had to have done what they've told him. If he drove out there of his own accord, he would have been meeting somebody that he knew, because he wouldn't have been frightened.
I don't know if Leon would have went knowing that he had work, right? So he had to be in work in 10 minutes. I don't know if he would have left on his own to go
Yeah.
meet someone
It's
when
unlikely,
work was
isn't it?
starting that soon.
Yeah.
It's unlikely. I don't think that is what we know about him. That doesn't seem to match what his personality is like. He
Okay.
was a very responsible person, and
Right.
I don't think he would have left, especially without telling someone. If he was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I gotta go do something real quick. I'm just gonna be a few
Yeah.
minutes late," I think he would have at least told his manager or coworker, someone, what was going on.
Yeah. So it sounds like, I mean, because he got to the parking lot of his work, didn't he? He was already there because
Yeah.
the person saw him out of the window, and then his car's gone. So
Yes.
it's most likely that he was taken under duress. He was taken out to this place under duress and followed with this other
Most likely,
car,
yes.
which
Yeah.
indicates, like you say, two people, because you've got this other car
Yes.
slowly driving with him. So
Yes.
that does indicate then we're looking at two people. And why? Why are these two people, why have they targeted him? If he's got, he's of good character, he's not got any issues money-wise, he's a genuinely nice guy that doesn't cause trouble around town. Why him? There's got to be a reason. They don't just randomly pick someone off the street and go, right, you'll do. There's usually a reason for this kind of thing.
Yeah. And
what about his phone
knowing
records?
that,
did they manage to get his phone records to look through anyone he was corresponding with up until the day he was killed?
Well, this is what's interesting. The police have not released anything about the case, about the investigation.
What? Not even to the family?
Not even to the family.
What? That's weird.
It is very, very weird. So, okay. So Brownwood is run by a group which is called the Brownwood Mafia. So it's a bunch of business leaders, government officials.
Right.
And at 1996, the quote unquote leader of this Brownwood Mafia was a man by the name of Groner Pitts.
Right.
Okay. Now, Groner Pitts was a local undertaker who was also responsible for Brownwood autopsies.
Fair enough.
Not only that, the rifle range where the car was found on fire and Leon was found dead was owned by Groner Pitts.
Okay.
Right? So you have him taken out to I think he was taken out to a very specific location.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
They knew that Groner Pitts owned this land. They know that Groner Pitts was the undertaker, the funeral director, the guy that handled the autopsies.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to say I don't think Groner Pitts was involved specifically in the murder, but it's a possibility that they did this because they knew that Groner Pitts would help them in a cover up of the murder. Okay.
Okay. Well, I've seen Ozark, right? Have you seen Ozark?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not. No.
Oh, okay. So if you've seen Ozark, you know what I'm going to say. Okay. So in Ozark, one of the people who's involved in some really shady dealings has got a funeral home. So I'm kind of thinking they've got ways and means of getting rid of somebody with no trace if they need to. They don't need to do this elaborate plan where they drive them out, shoot them, and then leave them there and leave traces and stuff and then set fire to the car. They've got ways and means of disposing of a body without anybody having any sort of evidence whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind, is that why would they entangle themselves with something like that and give you a body and give you that kind of thing when actually they could get rid of the body and no one will be any the wiser. He would just be missing. So I don't know about that. I'm not sure. And if that's the case, then what the hell did Leon know that is going to put these people in any kind of jeopardy? It's got to be something pretty serious for them to do something like that, because he's a small fry. In the cases of government officials and people like that, whatever information he has got to be pretty huge to affect them, either personally, financially, or career-wise. It's got to be something massive for them to kill him. I mean, he's just an ordinary guy who works in a grocery shop.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense that this is I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
It is. Yeah, it is very, very, very strange. Right. Now, what else is strange about Groner is that the following day, by the time journalists arrived on scene to, of course, report on what happened, police had already removed Leon's body, which is fine, and they removed the vehicle. So there's no pictures of the car at all.
Okay.
There is a picture of sheriff deputies, Texas Rangers, and Groner Pitts at the crime scene.
Yeah.
Standing right at the location of where Leon was found.
Yeah.
They do not have booties on, so they just have their boots on. There's no gloves, no protection. They're walking all over the scene.
Okay.
Not taking any care for it.
Okay.
Now, Groner, well, once again, he was responsible for autopsies of Brownwood. The autopsy actually took place in Travis County, which is, I believe that's where Austin is. So it was done in Austin.
Yeah.
Groner Pitts was the man responsible for getting the body from Brownwood
to
Travis County.
Okay.
It should be noted that, once again, we said police they have not released any information about their investigation. They have not released any of their reports to the family. The autopsy has never been released to the family either.
Have they requested it?
Despite, yes, multiple times.
Okay.
Multiple times. Now, according to Arlene, who is Leon's niece,
Yeah.
she had been trying to get this for years. And she just gets passed around to different people. She's called the DA's office in Brownwood, in Brown County, and he told her, quote, "Why do you need the autopsy when we all know what his demise was?" It doesn't matter. We know he was shot, but that's not the point. The point is, why won't you release the autopsy? So the autopsy has never been released to the family.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, as a family member, you'd want that. But then you can also see it from his point of view, is we know how he died. That is what your autopsy tells you. The autopsy tells you how the person died, the cause of death. So we know that the cause of death was gunshot wound. We know that. Yes. So what else will she find out from the autopsy that...
You can find out if there's any other injuries.
Yeah.
Was he beaten?
Yeah.
You can find out what type of weapon was used.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So was it a .22? What was it? So if you know, okay, let's say specifically, hypothetically, it was a .22 caliber gun.
Yeah.
Well, we know that these people are known to flaunt a gun around town.
Yeah.
Okay, well, come on.
Totally. No, you're right.
And to me, it is the family. If the family wishes to have the autopsy,
they have every right to have it. Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of 100%. Us knowing what happened to him or not, it's their right to have it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally agree with you. It's definitely their right. If that was me, I'd be going down to the DA's office and saying, I want the autopsy report. I am within my rights. I am the next of kin. I am the family member. I want that autopsy report. I want to see it. That would be what I'm doing. And the same with the police. I know they can't tell the family everything, but there must be somebody who can sit with her and give her an update on this case and what's happened and what line of inquiry they're looking into. Is it still an open case? Are they doing anything? Is anyone assigned to this case? Who's the person that was assigned to it in the first place? Where are they? What they're doing?
Right. You're absolutely right.
She deserves, the family deserve those answers. That's just standard. They deserve that. They deserve to know.
What's really unfortunate is the police or law enforcement have not been helpful with the family at all.
Not at all.
And really, unfortunately, it seems like this case went cold just as it started, right? No new information has been released by law enforcement agencies, and they haven't really provided any case updates or provided really new information. Because of this, the family ended up in 2002 hiring a noted private investigator by the name of William Deere. He's based out of Dallas.
Right.
He's been involved in many notable cases. He's been on television as being a investigator or an expert, right?
Yeah.
He was in 1995, he was an investigator on a Fox television program called Alien Autopsy.
Oh, I know. You
remember that?
Yeah.
He was featured in the 2000 BBC documentary OJ: The Untold Story.
Yeah.
He was hired by the family, took the case.
Yeah.
But he quickly left the case after claiming that his life had been threatened during his investigation.
Okay.
And he never turned over his files to the family, despite the family paying him.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like this family have been screwed over and over over and over by everyone.
Yes.
I feel really bad for them.
Yeah.
Because it feels like they've been failed by authorities. They've been failed by the DA. They've now been failed by a guy that they've paid to help them. I wonder if he's been warned. Obviously, he's been warned off, hasn't he, by someone? And now he's he should have given them their money back if that's the case. If he can't help, he should have given them their money back.
Exactly.
Because that's not right.
Or just what was it? what was it that you were?
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what were you looking into when you were being, when you got threatened?
If that's the case, hand over everything you've got so far to the family. Hand it all over. Hand over all your
Yeah.
work so far to the family. Because, you've obviously been threatened for something. You could admit that if you didn't want to hand that bit over to the family, if that's going to lead you to get in trouble. But everything else that you found out, why can't you hand that over?
Yeah.
That's just,
No,
I
you're
hate it when
absolutely
people are
right.
just taken advantage of when they're in a situation like this. They're grieving, they're sad, they want answers. And then you get people that just take advantage of things, and it's not right, and it happens so often, and it's really infuriating. I think it's really infuriating.
It is very, very infuriating.
It
Now, in
is.
2008, Bobby Grubbs, that's a Texas Ranger that was in charge, one of the two in charge of the investigation, he claimed that he had a person of interest. And so this is a quote directly from Bobby Grubbs. I've got another one that the man that was executed out here on a service road, and I've got it moving again right now. We've got some suspects developed. We've got, in my mind, I know who did it. We just need a little bit more to take it to grand jury. I could probably get them indicted now, but I don't know if I could convict them. And just indict them without a conviction is a waste of time. And that's not what you want to do, because you can't come back to it.
Okay, I understand.
So this is fine.
I can understand
right?
what he's trying to say. I get it. I can understand that. Yeah. There's no point in going to something half-assed and then not being able to go back to it because they've gone in half-assed in the first place. So I get that. But somebody needs to be updating the family that they're actually doing something. Someone needs to be giving these guys some information. I mean, we're talking, when was this, 1996?
This was 96, yeah.
There you are. I mean, that's ridiculous. I was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They need someone.
It's very,
They
very
need
crazy.
someone to start shouting about this. If we can help them, then we'll help them any way we can. But somebody needs to do something. They're obviously not getting very far on their own, so they need somebody to come forward. We need to tag as many attorneys in this that could help these people. Spread this episode as far and wide as we can, and see. I mean, there are attorneys that work just because they're interested in a case. Someone needs to help them out. There needs to be someone that can step in and say, look, I can do this for you. I can help you. Let's look at this. Or you can do this legally. You don't even have to not charge them. Just say to them, look, this is what you can do. I can't do it for you, but this is what you need to be asking. These are the people you need to go and be talking to. Go higher up. If the local police aren't helping you, go higher than that. Because you're obviously not getting the answers you want from the local police department. You're not getting the answers from the local government officials. So go above their heads. Go to somebody else.
Right.
Someone has got answers to this, and it's just worming out where and who you can get the answers from.
Now, in 2016, Leon's niece Arlene was told by someone within law enforcement that a main suspect had committed suicide in 2014.
Right.
Okay. Now, I don't know if this is related or not, but it's just a complete coincidence. In 2014, a man by the name of William Donahoe Jr. died.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember who recused himself?
Yeah. At the time he died.
Was Sheriff William Donahoe.
So
the man who died in 2014 was the son of Sheriff William Donahoe.
The one that he could have been in a relationship with.
He could have been.
Whoa, okay.
So this is just hypothetical, because there's no direct evidence to say this is what happened. It's believed that William Donahoe may have been the person that Leon was waiting for when his cousin ran into him.
Yeah.
The highway patrolman could have actually been a sheriff.
Yeah, of course.
And it could have been the sheriff who was telling Leon, if I see you with my son again, I'm going to kill you.
The thing is, it's something you have to consider. It might not be.
You
We could be
do.
going completely up a one-way street the wrong way, but it's something you have to consider because this is a direction in this case. It needs to be found out who he was waiting for then, who was the local sheriff then, who was the local police highwayman or whatever then, who were they? Obviously, this guy has excused himself from the case because he's got a personal connection. What was that connection? Why is no one talking to that guy? Why did he excuse himself from this case? Why? What
Exactly.
was your connection?
Yeah, he had to have had a connection to Leon,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
For him to accuse himself.
Of course.
What would his connection have been?
Because he would have had to have given a reason. He would have had to have said why. You can't just go, oh no, I don't want to do it. Sorry. No.
No, absolutely.
You can't.
It could just be coincidence.
Yeah.
That just happened.
Yeah.
Or there could be something to this.
Yeah.
Could have been that the sheriff got in touch with the boys that did the dirty work, got in touch with the Gatlin boys, said, hey, I got a problem.
Yeah.
I need you to take care of it for me.
It needs sorting.
And so then once he found out the Gatlin boy did it, he goes, I can't be involved.
Yeah.
And now there's a reason for the locals, to hide up the crime because Donahoe is a part of this Brownwood mafia.
Yeah.
Along with Groner Pitts.
Groner Pitts, what a name.
So is there a conspiracy in this? Maybe. Is there things that people know that they aren't saying? Oh, 100%.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Why are you keeping stuff from the family? Yeah, you might not want to release a whole police file to them to review, but at least sit down with them and give them what information you have. Give them the autopsy.
Yeah.
Because if you're saying it yourself, is like, why does it matter? We all know what his demise was.
Yeah.
If it's not a big deal,
give it to him.
Why don't you give it to the family?
That's right. What are you hiding?
Here's the thing. Was an autopsy ever actually complete? Do we even know that autopsy was completed?
Yeah.
If Groner Pitts was responsible for the body to get from point A to point B, how do we know they actually got to point B?
Exactly.
The families contacted Travis County, and you know what Travis County says? They said, "Oh no, you need to go back. You need to go back to Brown County. They can't provide it to them. You need to get it from the Justice of Peace out in Brown County." No one's ever said, no one has ever said 100% there is an autopsy.
Oh, so that's the thing. We don't even know if there was 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So surely there should be a record of it. They should have records.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody should be able to check this. I just feel like nobody seems to. It's like no one really gives a shit. Nobody wants to help them. Why? Why isn't there anybody helping these people?
I don't know.
Why not? Why, if there's nothing to hide, why aren't these people getting the answers? If it was just a murder, I know just a murder, but if it was just a murder, nothing to do with anybody of any influence in the town locally, if it was just a murder, they don't know what happened, why aren't the officials giving this family these details? They're making it look suspicious. They're making it look like there's an inside job here and something's being covered up because they're not cooperating with the family. So they're making it look worse than it is if
they're
that's
making
the case.
It look like it's being covered up.
Yeah.
They're making it look like a cover up.
And this is very easy.
You're making it. Yeah, it looks like you're hiding something.
Yeah, it's very easy to dispel those rumors just by giving the family the autopsy, just by explaining to the family what's happened. That I don't understand why they're not. I don't get it. I don't. So it's it's in their court. The ball is in their court. If they want to dispel these rumors and stop, all of this, show them the autopsy. Tell them what's going on in the investigation. Even if that is that at the moment, we've got nothing. We've looked into it. We had a few suspects. One of our main suspects committed suicide. Tell the family that. If you haven't got any answers for them, then you can honestly say, we don't have any answers at the moment. And this is going to stop all of this anguish, this worry, all of this stuff with the family. It's very easy to do. So I don't understand why.
100%.
I don't understand why they're putting themselves and the family in this position. It's unnecessary.
I think one of the problems with this case specifically is that that the people that live in Brownswood, that have been in Brownswood for years,
Yeah.
I think they pretty much know who did it,
Yeah.
and have this feeling that there's nothing that they can do about it.
Yeah, I understand that.
There are two brothers, Gallon brothers, who have gone around and have bragged about killing Leon at parties.
Okay.
Could they just be bragging and like taking credit for something they did? Sure.
Of course. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's also the possibility that they were involved.
Okay.
And that they had killed Leon Laureles.
Right.
And I think that people see them as being untouchable.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that in a small town. It's the small town mentality. It's just that that's the way things are and there's nothing we can do about it. But there's such a thing as anonymous. There are things that you can do anonymously that can help with the cases like this. I don't understand why people don't come forward.
And it doesn't help when a renowned private investigator pulls out almost immediately because he's being threatened.
I get that. If his life is in danger, he's well within his rights to pull out of something like that. But don't take the family's money. And don't mug the family off the way that you are, because that's wrong. That's wrong as a human, and that's wrong as a professional. Okay, I understand you've got every right to pull yourself out of something if you feel like your life is in danger, because it's not worth getting yourself into it for somebody that you can't bring back. I get it.
Yes.
But you need to then get in contact with the family, explain why, and then you need to refund them the money that they've paid you, because you can't do the job that they paid you to do.
Or give them the files you have. Give them what you have.
Give them what you know so far. Yeah, exactly.
Give them something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's our case. I mean, fortunately, still unsolved. Still, we're nowhere closer to solving this than they were back in 1996. There is, if you're interested in this, they do have a Facebook page. It's Justice for Leon Laureles. They also have a GoFundMe right now they're attempting to raise money in order to hire a attorney, as well as creating a memorial mural to be painted in his hometown to celebrate him. So they have a goal of $10,000. What?
I worry about the murals and stuff like that. I worry about stuff like that purely because I think you get some people out there that are arseholes and think it's funny to go and throw paint at stuff like that. And
right.
I know that from my own hometown and stuff like that, and I just think it just puts more. If you're going to put a memorial, put it in your house or put it in your garden, put it somewhere that only you have access to. I get what they're trying to do to like spread the word and keep his memory alive. I get it, but there are people that are just idiots, and if you were to walk by one day and somebody spray painted it or thrown paint all over it, it's going to hurt so much.
It is.
It
is.
And so I think with stuff like that, especially in this situation and this kind of case, I don't know if that's such a good idea. But if you're listening to this, or you know somebody who's an attorney that does work, that is even has got an ounce of being kind in their body, speak to them about this case. Ask them to contact the family. See if there's anything, even if it's just advice, even if it's not doing any work for the family whatsoever, if it's just advice of what they should or shouldn't do or can or can't do, just help them. If you're a law student or if you're at university studying different things like that and you can help this family, do it. Just do it. Just help them. Even if it's something really small, just try and help as best you can. And we will try and help as best we can. We'll try and get this story out there and speak to people that we know that are in that profession that might be able to give them some advice.
Yeah.
Because that's all we can, that's all we can do.
Yeah.
But definitely help with the GoFundMe for the attorney, definitely, because I think they need it. They need this.
Leon did not deserve this. Leon was a very good man, a very loving man. He loved his family. He loved his friends. He just wanted to live his life.
No one deserves this.
He just never got the opportunity to live his life.
And his family don't deserve this either. All this time on,
no,
all
not
that
at all.
worry and all that upset. You just want to know why. As humans, you just want to know why. They know what happened. They just want to know why. That's all.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this week's case. As sad and as crazy as that is, I think, yeah, that's a really, really sad case. Really, really sad. And I hope that
Absolutely.
Arlene gets some answers. I hope she does.
Absolutely. No, she's a wonderful woman, and her family deserve answers and
100%.
deserve to be able to rest.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be able to rest until they know what happened, and whoever did this is punished and justice is served.
Okay. Well, after that and all the heart-wrenching that we've just done with you for the last hour, we will do a segment of our show which we like to call The Dumb Criminal.
Hey, Captain Stupid Poopy Pants, use a dummy.
This person is rather silly. A guy called Klaus Schmidt. Klaus Schmidt. In August 1995, a man in Berlin decided to rob a bank with a handgun. Okay, it seems to me that a lot of our dumb criminals are bank robbers. if this is anything to you, maybe it's not a good idea to rob a bank. Do something else illegal.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because it doesn't work. Okay, so he goes into the bank and he tells the person behind the counter, this is a robbery. It's pretty standard. And then the person behind the counter says to him, "Do you need a bag?" And he replies, "You're damn right this is a real gun." So the person behind it is a bit like, what? And he kind of made it obvious that he was actually deaf. Okay. So with this realization that he was deaf, they sounded the alarm, which he didn't hear. Okay. Which notified the police. And while he was none the wiser that this alarm was going off, right? He was then arrested and taken off to jail. Now, it gets worse, okay? The other thing of this is he actually later sued the bank for abusing his disability.
No.
So he sued the bank for stopping him robbing them because they flaunted his disability and used an alarm when he was deaf and couldn't hear that they were actually apprehending him.
Oh, no. No.
I wouldn't have said, well, it's quite dumb if you go and rob a bank and you're and you can't lip read, if you're deaf, you need to up your skills a little bit. But I just thought it was really funny because I thought at the end when I read the twist and I was like, what? He actually tried to sue them for flaunting his disability.
I have this imagination, this wild imagination of Klaus going, you know what? I need some hearing aids. I can't hear. But I can't afford them. This is my last
rob a bank
option.
Yeah.
Let's rob a bank so I can hear. Klaus just wanted to hear.
Oh.
Poor Klaus Schmidt.
Poor old Klaus Schmidt. So he is this week's dumb criminal. If you want to send us through a dumb criminal, you can do. You can find us on most of the socials. If you want a quick answer, try Instagram. We do use Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, but probably Instagram and Twitter is a bit more fast-paced. I like that a lot better than Facebook. So if you want to get hold of us, you can. If that's not your thing and you want to email, you can just email us, contact@crimepediapodcast.com, and we will endeavor to answer you back as soon as we can.
And if you really love us and you want more of us, you can always join our Patreon, which is as little as $2 a month. You can do that by going to patreon.com/crimepedia. We have a new project that we just started today, right? This episode of Crimepedia Extra that we have before each of our regular episodes. We do Crimepedia Extra for Patreon. We are going to be finding a new pen pal who is currently incarcerated.
Yeah.
And as a community, we are going to be writing our new pen pal and hopefully getting conversing back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah. So join us on the socials, join us on our website, completely up to you. And we'll be back next week with a new case for you. So for now, be nice.
And bye.